Welcome back to another edition of the Patriots Clubhouse. Now we're just going to be doing the regular Patriots Clubhouse until we bring back the Patriots Mayflower Voyage in September. As always, it's your boys, Dow and Andy here with you guys. Andy, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I know, Dow. It has been a while. Doing okay. Work's getting busy again. It's the spring. A little warm up coming down the road. But yeah, it's getting to be the exciting time of year. We're entering legal tampering period and free agency, and then coming up in a month and a half, we'll have pretty much a month and a half from now, we have the NFL draft, which it still sounds kind of weird saying that. I mean, the Pats been out of the playoffs for so long. It's like, okay, we're talking the draft right after the end of the season. Of course, this year we make the Super Bowl. So we're not really touching on the draft till now, or even really free agency. But there have been some little tidbits in football news recently. Garrett Bradbury to Chicago. Stephon Diggs
Gone.
A rather surprise cut, I must say. Vrabel still praising his on-field ethics. And A.J. Brown, a first and a third offered to the Philadelphia Eagles for A.J. Brown, who I believe is 28.
I think it's like 29 right now.
And either 28 or 29. And Howie Roseman said no. I do think it's worth taking a look at Alec Pierce. I know you said you wanted to focus more on guards and tight ends today, but I do think that, yeah, we have Booty in the building, we have Efton Chisholm, we have Kyle Williams, and Vrabel has talked of late about one Kyle Williams. But yeah, I think bringing in a veteran wide receiver for those younger guys is not. I mean, that's what you brought in Diggs for. And ultimately, you still have Mac Hollins, but I want to see a guy who's like, I wouldn't say more I almost want to say more versatile than Mac Hollins here, who can stretch the field, who's a different kind of receiver. And I mean, that's why some people are saying it's like you bring in Pierce and you have a Xerox of a couple of guys you already have, whereas you bring in A.J. Brown and he's a different type of wideout. That is the only thing. But yeah, it's definitely something that we'll bear watching over the next month and a half.
Yeah.
Less than that, actually, a couple weeks.
Good thing you previewed that introduction, Andy, because for me personally, this semester has been getting brutal for me. In the midst of having one full week 2 weeks ago where I had no classes, with the exception of having online classes, and I had to take my first exam online. But nevertheless, it was frustrating having to deal with our very first blizzard and God knows how long. Not to mention down in the South where I was for school, it was disgusting. I know a lot of residents were pissed about having to shovel snow, and thank God daylight savings is coming soon. So by the time I watch this, I'm gonna have to switch my clock, and I get little sleep though. So if I were to,
that's not it. I was already to switch my clock tomorrow, and I was like, oh no, Andy, you got to switch it tonight. I was like, oh no. Which means I have to wake up early, which means I lose an hour of sleep before church tomorrow morning. Oh,
yeah. But I'm excited for warm weather. I'm sick and tired of this cold weather. That's all.
I mean, I like the cold, but yeah, I mean, there's just like so much freaking snow and ice and slush, and yeah, not fun.
Yeah, but let's get let's get all of that personal stuff out of the way and let's talk some football. And if you guys haven't already, please hit the thumbs up as you're coming into this live stream. Welcome, everybody. And that you are subscribed to this channel is the best way to help us support the channel, help us get the YouTube algorithm going, and also please join the QR code. Scan the QR code to join the Patriots Clubhouse Discord. We're thinking of like upgrading the Discord server to something a little special. Not to mention that if you subscribe to this channel, I might do this long stream on Monday where I'm going to be reacting to live free agency. So just do the legal tampering. So at 12 p.m. I might go live just so I can get some live reactions to like moves that are being made, whether it's like large deals or small deals, all that good stuff. You don't want to miss it out. And also, please participate in the chat. You can talk football, talk all that good stuff, Patriots, draft, whatever, but please be respectful as always. So let's start with the biggest news, obviously, and that is this stupid news about like the whole AJ Brown dilemma. And I know you touched on this, Andy, in your intro about the AJ Brown dilemma. But what really disgusted me a lot more is that a couple days ago, the Buffalo Bills traded for their second round pick for DJ Moore, prompting the Eagles to be more of a prompting Howie Roseman in particular to be more of a stickler when it comes to that AJ Brown trade, which I find it to be stupid. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know if I go so far as stupid, but he's definitely being a stinker about AJ Brown. Howie Roseman, you're talking about a guy who's not a dumbass at all. He knows that Brown, he's got to know he's got a disaffected player there. He's got a disgruntled player there down in Philadelphia. Because a lot of the volume was going to Devontae Smith and the tight ends, and even Saquon Barkley had a more than a step back this past season. And of course, there's the whole Vrabel thing with AJ Brown, and he and Vrabel have been having almost a bit of a romance, dare I say, over the past couple of weeks. It's like Vrabel saying, "Oh yeah, he's such a good dad," and yada yada yada, and Vrabel's like, "Oh yeah," and Brown rather it was like, "Okay, he was this great coach in Tennessee," and was not Vrabel's choice to get rid of him from the Titans, by the way. But yeah, I just. DJ Moore is not the caliber of receiver that Brown is by any stretch of the imagination, but Roseman, Christian Arcand on last night, and Roseman is like, "Oh yeah, I know Brown wants out, but the last team I want him going to is those goddamn Pats." And I would not be surprised at all if there were at minimum a shred of truth to that, because obviously the rest of the league saw the Pats make it to the Super Bowl sooner than anybody thought, including the overwhelming bulk of the fan base. And obviously that Super Bowl did highlight some weaknesses we have, mainly on the offensive line and maybe pass catcher and lack of edge. Exactly. So, but yeah, my thoughts on Roseman and Brown. It's like, okay, Howie, first name basis. You know this guy is not exactly happy. So are you waiting for another team to come along, as Arcand said, and offer a first and third? And it's like, okay, we'll ship him off. It's not the Pats. I'm going to ship him off right now. And yeah, let's just say not cool. You can't, if you are a general manager in the National Football League, you said stupid. You used the term stupid now. So what I just said
I don't know, because the DJ Moore trade, it was more stupid on the Bills end. Like, he's not worth a second round pick, if I'm talking.
I don't more if I let me look up how old he is.
Because he did not have a 1K season since
No.
2023 or 2022, back when
Oh,
he was in
really?
Carolina. So, or maybe during his first season with Chicago. I don't know. But what I do
Moore
know is that the
is
reason why Bills would trade for DJ Moore is because there's connection with him and Joe Brady when Joe Brady used to be the offensive coordinator
29.
back in Carolina.
He'll be
28.
29.
Yeah, but I don't think if he's going to be like a I don't know if he's going to be more of like a game changer for Josh Allen, but then again, you traded away for receiver, and there should be zero excuses for Buffalo if they want to make a push to the playoffs. But I don't see it whatsoever. Like DJ Moore, he's not going to move the needle. Yes, they did cut Curtis Samuel, and I heard that they re-signed their their center Connor McGovern, but Buffalo, they have now the second most expensive wide receiver room behind Cincinnati.
Wow.
Because not only you traded for DJ Moore, you're now taking on the money that you give for DJ that the Bears gave to DJ Moore.
Yeah, I had not heard that. But yeah, it's of course I had to shut off Good Morning Football yesterday because it's like, oh yeah, maybe Buffalo hit pay dirt with this DJ Moore signing, and Josh Allen struggled with what he had for a wide receiver core last season, and now that he has more, I don't. Yeah, I know Josh Allen is sadly arguably the best quarterback in the league, although I'd vouch for one Drake May over Josh Allen personally. But what are your thoughts, Dow, on what DJ Moore will do for Josh Allen? Because I don't think because Moore he's not an AJ Brown. He's not even an Alec Pierce. He's not. I mean, everybody was bashing the Diggs signing a year ago. It's like, now it's like, okay, the Bills get this DJ Moore guy, and all of a sudden, Allen's going to be thrown to parts unknown again.
I don't
think it through.
No, I don't think that wide receiver room will make any changes. Like, you still have Shakir, but the biggest question is what are you going to do with Keon Coleman, since Keon Coleman has been a bust so far, and I don't trust their wide receiver core, because I will not be shocked if James Cook would be more utilized for the Buffalo Bills, less so much of the wide receiver core, so it doesn't change a thing.
And that decent type, above decent, rather good tight end duo. Kincaid.
Not to mention that Gonzo has shut down DJ Moore before.
True, and that Chicago game a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so I'm not scared about it. But if that's it for Buffalo, then I think it's a horrible idea for
them. And it's
a
wash at best. Yeah.
Yeah, because if they don't target wide receiver in the draft, I do not see that trade being good. But that doesn't mean that it prompts the Patriots, because now with for some reason when we cut Diggs, that does leave a gaping hole for the Patriots, because we now have Hollins, Booty, Pop, Williams, and Chisholm. I think I could see more production for Williams, but in my opinion, I would rather go after an Alec Pierce, or who knows, a wide receiver in the draft. And obviously we can talk draft from there, but we're talking free agency. And the only reasonable wide receiver out of that list is Alec Pierce, because I'm looking at the rest of the players. It's Mike Evans. He's old. Hollywood Brown. I do not like Hollywood Brown. Tutu Atwell. He's small. Wan'Dale Robinson. He's small. The other reasonable player is Romeo Doubs out of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just haven't. Of course, like I said about Pierce, there is his style is kind of, you might have your slot guy, your future slot guy in Efton Chisholm. You've got a deep ball threat potentially to be groomed in Kyle Williams. And Booty caught a couple of beautiful deep balls in the postseason. That's the thing about the postseason. Diggs was like out of the picture. It was like, what was it, 118 yards, 9 catches, 118 yards, not a good stat line.
As in
And that
yards
was
per catch or yards after catch?
total yardage.
Oh, total yardage.
I think it was like 9 catches for 118. And it was, of course, we know how much the running backs were utilized, how Booty was utilized, even the tight ends were. Hunter Henry, it's like, yeah, you had that drop in the Super Bowl. It's like, really, buddy? You had to drop that ball.
But then again, I'm looking at Alec Pierce. He's 6'3", so at least getting a tall guy would be reasonable. But then again, your only bet is you're hoping that you're going to see the Titans and the Raiders getting a bag for Alec Pierce, and we give him because obviously Alec Pierce wants I don't know 30 million or 25 million and per year. And so if we give him 29 per year, I think that when we gave that back to Godwin last offseason and then this offseason before Calvin Ridley, I knew these two wouldn't work out. So now this biggest story is now going to be Alec Pierce. And I don't hate Alec Pierce, but the question is, was he ever a wide receiver one for the Colts? Because obviously I couldn't tell. Yeah, it was either Pittman, and then you also have Downs,
right?
Who was also Drake May's target back in North Carolina.
Oh, wow. Downs is out of North Carolina. Okay. It shows I need to do my research.
Yeah, because I wanted Downs over Poppin' Booty.
I like Downs. I did like Downs in that draft. I liked Booty too. But of course, obviously, what happened happened. You can't go back and undo it.
Well, we'll find out next year because we don't know if Colts are going to give Down an extension because he's going to hit free agency next year. So, same with Pittman Jr. So,
when was Pittman drafted?
2020.
20. Okay.
But on a serious note, if we're going after wide receiver, Alec Pierce would be the only reasonable. And the reason why I'm thinking Alec Pierce is because he would. When I look at his height, he's 6'3", which could be a reasonable height for a wide receiver that Mike Vrabel wants. Because when you look into the drafts, you can see that. AJ Brown, he was 6'1". I could be mistaken.
Alec Pierce also had a crazy stat line last season. If I go here, I'm on ESPN. He had 47 receptions on 84 targets for 1,003 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's that's a catch percentage of over half. And not to mention yards per reception. Yards per reception 21-3. That was either I think that was led the league, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering that correctly.
So I'm looking at this right now. Obviously, I don't trust Wikipedia, but I said his last 2 seasons, he led the league in receiving yards per reception, which is actually kind of really impressive.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And his longest was last season, which was 66 yards. So, yards yards per catch. So that's impressive. Yards after catch, I don't know. So, but the fact that he's 6'3", that could give some life for Drake May, because if I'm being honest with our wide receiver room, I do not like short guys. I'm sorry, Pop. You can say bye-bye, because
Pop,
the only reasonable small guy I want to see is Efton Chisholm. That's the only.
I know. Short wide receivers. I mean, you had Edelman. He was a 1 in 1,000. 5'10", as a wide receiver, former college quarterback, as we all know.
Yeah, but I could see Alec Pierce being more like a Chris Hogan type if you were to
Hogan, yeah. Hogan, not so much Amendola.
because Chisholm was supposed to be more of Amendola, so
Yeah.
But if we get a
Chisholm is still, I still think you're. Well, let's not talk about getting
let's not talk.
Chisholm yet.
Yeah, let's not get that. But yeah, if we want to get Alec Pierce, I would give him like 3 years and 60 over. So like 3 years, 25. Oh, yeah, 29 million per year. That would be more than what Milton Williams is making, but I would not be shocked if we give him like at least 26 million, which is like what Milton Williams is making, because Milton Williams is currently the highest paid Patriot over Tom Brady. So if we give Alec Pierce the same amount that Milton Williams received, I will not be upset at all. Because I don't think we've ever overpaid a player.
No, we should have overpaid. I mean, we haven't even really overpaid Milton Williams. And of course, that's in the end why Brady left. We didn't pay him. Belichick was stingy. I'm gonna come out and say it.
Well, yes.
Not that the Crafts aren't, but
that's just
I mean, people are already saying it's like, why have you not re-upped Gonzo? Yeah, it's kind of stupid. You should re-up Gonzo.
Unless you give him like a 5th-year option.
And you're gonna have to think about May coming up in a year.
And then you're gonna have to think about Campbell and Henderson and that class.
Yup. Yeah, you've got some young guys coming who are gonna have to be, if you're serious about them, and all indications are that Vrabel is serious about this young core he's got in Henderson and May and Campbell, and especially on the offense. You're gonna have to think about. I mean, I'm not a money guy.
Yeah, I'm no businessman either, so like it will depend on what the agents will do on handling with Elliott Wolf, because Elliott Wolf is playing chess right now, and I love his decision of saying no to the AJ Brown, like what the Eagles want out of AJ Brown, which is like a 1st and a 3rd, which obviously
a 1st, a 2nd, a player. A 1st, a 2nd, a player is what they're asking for, and Wolf is saying no.
And because obviously we made a Super Bowl, we're not gonna be like immediate Super Bowl contenders, because obviously we still have a lot of work to be doing. Right. Because I could see us making the playoffs again. I don't see us making the Super Bowl. That would be a lot.
Why? It's not we're a receiver away. We're a receiver and a defensive end and an O lineman or 2 away, at least. Maybe even a cornerback. A lot of guys, there's 4 or 5 positions you're talking about that this.
Not to mention that I
prioritize.
I could see there's a chance we might not win the division, because who knows? Buffalo might do it again. Because obviously we know New York and Miami are a different story, but Buffalo could be an interesting story.
They still have Josh Allen. They still have James Cook. They still have a defense that's not, that is not a pushover. Christian Benford's there.
Yeah, they still have Ed Oliver.
Oliver, thank you.
But yeah, if we're talking
Greg Rousseau, their defense is legit.
Yeah, they still have Greg Rousseau. But but if you're looking like competition whatsoever, I could see that we're still there, even though there's so many flaws in the team. But as long as we hit free agency, I'm expecting we're not going to make large splashes in free agency like we did last year. I can expect one large signing, and then the rest are going to be like prove it deals.
Vanilla, yeah. It's not going to be like, Diggs, Williams, Bradbury, Spillane,
Landry,
Chason, Landry, exactly. All those. Well, it was really the big name guys were Landry and Diggs and Milton Williams. I mean, those were the 3 big names. there could we add another big name like an Alec Pierce? Yes, but it's not going to be 3 or 4 like it was a year ago. Like when Belichick did that, and it was Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith and
who was it? Nelson Aguilar, Matthew Judon was in that list.
Matt Judon, the couple of hits in Judon and Henry, obviously, but
and for a brief moment, Kendrick Bourne.
Right. There were a lot of fans who were still in on Kendrick Bourne a couple of years ago. I was one of them.
I like him, but I don't think he would fit the vision that Mike Vrabel wants. I think he's going to do well. I think he's doing well in San Francisco. And obviously, Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne are already having their chemistry up in San Francisco anyway. So
shit.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but it is what it is. But let's now get on to the real stuff, which is real free agency. Less so much of the wide receiver, because wide receiver will be a different topic if we have to for the draft. But the more positions I'm looking at are left. Let's start with left guard, for example, because left guard is going to be really interesting since we now know that Bradbury has been shipped to the Chicago Bears, which prompts me that Jared Wilson will be our starting center.
Yeah, which I would like to see, because as you know, I was excited when we drafted Jared Wilson a year ago, thinking he would play at center. But we brought in Bradbury before we drafted Wilson, and he was slotted in at left guard and had his ups and downs. He was hit or miss, especially in the postseason.
Especially in the postseason. But my assumption is what the Eagles are doing when they had Juergens and Jason Kelce, where basically Juergens was the left guard while Kelce was still playing center. That's what I thought the Patriots were doing with Bradbury and Wilson, meaning like Wilson would be learning how to like.
Bradbury's pretty much no, go ahead. Sorry, I shouldn't have cut you off.
No, I was saying like Wilson was observing what Bradbury's doing when he's playing center, like signals and like how to hold the offense together. But my question is, what if Jared Wilson will be ready to do that? Because I have never seen Jared Wilson playing center last season. And yet I was going to expect to see throughout the offseason where there's OTAs, training camp, mandatory mini camp, if we can see a center competition. Now that Bradbury is gone, you might want to consider getting a backup center because you have zero clue if Jared Wilson will be like your starting center, because after that whole shit show from the postseason, most importantly, I don't know about their center position. Like it's just one player, unless you have some plan that you have a center in your mind to be the backup center behind Jared Wilson, or maybe being able to compete with Jared Wilson to see if you have a plan when it comes to like preseason and whatnot.
Yeah, I cannot tell a lie, Dow. I have not researched centers at all.
Barely.
Yeah, now that you got rid of Diggs and you got rid of Bradbury, you got rid of two of those vets on offense that you brought in to be mentors for the rookies, and you worked for a year, wham bam, and thank you. Out the door you go.
Not to mention you got rid of Antonio Gibson.
That too.
Which now prompts Henderson to be the running back 2. But the problem is, who is going to be the running back 3? Because it can't be just Land Larison. I love Land Larison, but you don't know about Land Larison.
We don't know about
Terrell Jennings is like hit or miss.
Terrell Jennings should have been shipped out before Antonio Gibson, but that's beside the point.
I know. I hope Elliot Wolf knows what he's doing, but
I do too. We shall see
when legal tampering starts.
Right.
But obviously,
left guard. I pitched a couple of ideas. We talked about Liam Eichen. Did we talk about Liam Eichenberg? No, we talked about.
Hell no to Liam Eichenberg. I heard he was a disaster for the Dolphins, and he played right guard.
Even though he's out of Notre Dame, yes, he did play right guard. We talked about Trevor
Penning. Yeah,
Anyway,
he
thank you.
mainly played left tackle. The problem is, I think I heard from Tyler, was that when he was with the Saints before he got traded to the Chargers, he had some character issues.
It's some anger management issues, yeah.
Especially fighting with teammates, penalties. I don't want a guy with
You
that.
don't want another flag-ridden guy on your O-line? Hell no. Lucas Patrick, little old.
He was more of a backup in my opinion, because I don't know, because David Fairfield, if that's his name, Dylan Fairfield, the guy out of where is it? Georgia, has been doing decent for the Bengals. He's been taking over. Agreed, Liam Eichenberg is injury prone and bad. Yeah. There are two players I'm eyeing on. Dylan Perham, the left guard out of the Raiders, and then David Edwards, the left guard out of the Buffalo Bills. And I heard that the biggest name is David Edwards. I love David Edwards in the sense that he was part of that top-tier offensive line for the Buffalo Bills, and he could be a plug-in between Will Campbell and Jared Wilson. So, what are your thoughts on giving a large bag to David Edwards instead, even though we want to get a wide receiver one? So,
obviously, honestly, David Edwards. Yeah, I heard you mention both of those guys, Parham and Edwards, yesterday. If we look at David Edwards super quick, Bills get a discouraging update after Connor McGovern contract. What the heck?
I was confused with that because I heard from
completely confused.
Yeah, because Connor McGovern said that he received zero updates from the front office, because I have no idea what Brandon B was thinking. So
Edwards has been one of the great success stories for the Bills front office over the past few years after helping the LA Rams win Super Bowl 56. Blah, 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 blah. I've got Albert Breer in a pop-up here. I don't need to watch that. Guard David Edwards seems headed to the market where big money in this ballpark awaits him, said Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. His former teammate Will Clapp just started his coaching career with the Saints, so there's a connection there. But money will also tell the story. So the long and the short of it is Edwards is on his way out of Western New York.
And what's interesting is that David Edwards played alongside the great Andrew Whitworth.
Correct.
And interesting enough, Will Campbell went to the same school with Andrew Whitworth. Could there be a possibility that he's next to an LSU native?
I mean, Whitworth is like 40 at least. Campbell's a kid. Not that they know each other, but they could, that same
like from afar. So
wait, what you said, Whitworth and Campbell? We wouldn't sign Whitworth.
No, like Whitworth and Campbell in a sense that both were both went to LSU together. Both are Monroe natives in Louisiana. And David Edwards played with Whitworth during the first
that Super Bowl run at 56. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that could be and so there's kind of a once removed there, because you're talking Whitworth played with Edwards. So there could be definitely an interesting dynamic, because he, played alongside Whitworth, so could bring some of that energy, if you will. You can call it that on the offensive
maybe
line.
Not more energy, more with like the veteran leadership in a sense. That
there you thank you.
Because obviously you need to have a veteran presence, because
you do.
When you have Ben Brown next to Campbell, he played really well. Vidarian Lowe and Ben Brown, and as much as I despise Vidarian Lowe, these two looked great even in the Giants game.
Yeah, Vidarian Lowe again. That was I don't want to call that a throwaway. You don't want to call really anyway game a throwaway game, But yeah, Vidarian Lowe, even though it was a subpar Giants team, there was no Cam Scadaboo, there was no Malik Neighbors. Yeah, that was still a good. Of course, talking offensive weapons for the Giants there. That was a good game by Vidarian Lowe. That was something I did not expect to see at all. For somebody's like, okay, with this revolving shitty door on the O line with Isaiah Wynn and
oh my god,
and Trent Brown and
by the way, he can go suffer with the Texans.
Vidarian Lowe, and yeah.
He can go suffer with the Texans because he's resigned with the Texans, and obviously Nick Caserio knows Trent Brown inside out. So basically, the offensive line for the Texans is basically what the Patriots was under Tom Brady. So,
yep.
But for someone like David Edwards, we would give him like $17 billion. I would be okay with that over like spending like a shit ton for Alec Pierce. So you at least conserve some cap space for other. So I would give him like a 3-year deal just so you can see if he's able to connect, and then you're able to draft a left guard. But another player, yeah, I did mention Dylan Parham in a sense that Josh McDaniels was the coach who drafted Dylan Parham.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
interesting.
Yep, 2022. He was drafted by Josh McDaniels.
Out of Memphis, University of Memphis, 3rd round, 90th overall pick by McDaniels. Yep. So he is a McDaniels guy, professional offensive guard. Interesting.
And he was more of and he has experience playing left guard, but I would see more as a left guard, less so much of a center and right tackle, because we want a guy who's more of a proven left guard. And so,
wow. This is from his freshman year in college. He was moved from tight end to offensive line.
Mm-hmm. And started left guard going to his redshirt freshman season.
Mm-hmm.
And then moved to center after his sophomore year, and then right tackle, which I think is I have no idea what Memphis was thinking, but he's 26.
Yeah, that's fairly young. And Morgan Moses showed his age in parts of last season too. So yeah, you're going to look at right tackle, potentially center, left guard, three positions on your O-line.
Yeah,
right.
I would not look into right tackle in free agency because Braden Smith, I like him, but he's going to get some big money too. And I would more rather have a younger right tackle in the draft, whether it's the first. I would say the first 2 days I would look into right tackle.
I need to research rookie offensive linemen. I don't know what it is with me about this. I have done no research on these draft projects. It's ridiculous.
Don't worry, I've done a lot of research, so
it's partly thank you, and it's partly because I think big deal. We made the playoffs. What, of course,
yes, the playoffs, but same with the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know if Seahawks fans have been also doing their work on draft too, because they've also, even though they won a Super Bowl, are they looking into the draft to see if they can recover some guys that they may be looking towards? Like, you're gonna have some free. They're gonna need a running back because K9 is gonna head out. So
K9.
So we're not the only ones that have to be looking for shit. So
K9 is gonna what?
He's not going to resign with the Seahawks.
Ew. Wow.
Because they did not franchise tag him.
Great.
So that could be a sign if K9 would go to the Raiders because of Clint Kubiak or something like that. But
look at you at a Super Bowl winning defense with, look at all the defenders after Philly won that Super Bowl. Milton Williams went here.
Josh Sweat went there in Arizona.
Right. Josh, they shipped out Josh Sweat too. They kept Zach Bond.
They still have Mitchell and DeJean.
Correct.
They just extended Jordan Davis. I have no idea what they're doing with Jalen Carter.
Jake Davis is a safety?
Defensive tackle.
Ah.
But left guard, I'm either looking toward. You mentioned AVT. My problem with AVT is that he was more of a right guard,
Okay.
and he has suffered 2 to 3 season-ending injuries.
A lot of people liked AVT coming into, I think it was the 23
21.
draft?
2021.
Oh, 21. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, he was. I saw a couple of mocks that had us taking Vera Tucker because, of course, that was back when he
Of course, the Jets drafted him
Yup.
before Mac Jones, so. Yep, I'm looking at that NFL draft. I'm looking at that NFL draft right now from 2021. And basically, AVT was drafted 1 pick before Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's right. I wrote. Yeah, that's right. He was taken 14th, wasn't he?
He was. But nevertheless, I love AVT, but he was more of a right guard, so he played more right guard, so you would have to force him to switch back to left guard, and that really concerns me a little bit. So
you've still got Ben Brown, right?
Yes, we still have Ben Brown, unless he could be the backup at center, because at least I forgot that you can compete with Ben Brown at center, but he's more fitting at left guard. So if I'm looking at free agents at left guard, the other guy I'm thinking of is there was a couple. Joel Bitonio out of the Cleveland Browns, and then there's Isaac Sumalo out of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I took a look at Bitonio. I thought, if I'm not mistaken, he's a little old. Let me take a look at him.
Like 34.
Joe, but and that's the other thing about I looked at Lucas Patrick too. He's 32. Bitonio, 34. This will be his 35-year-old season.
Yeah, that's why I'm more a fan. And then John Simpson. My problem with John Simpson is that he was more he had penalty issues, and so Zion Johnson could be interesting in a sense that he was a former first rounder. He played for Boston College, so it could be a homecoming for Zion Johnson. But then again, the interior offensive line for the Chargers was not that good.
No.
Or maybe that's just because the offensive line coach was shit, or I don't know. But I do know is that ever since Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater were gone, the offensive line was in shambles. Like,
correct.
Now they're like, but Zion Johnson could be interesting in the sense that he was a former Boston College Eagle, so maybe a homecoming for him. I don't know.
Yeah, Zion.
You have his grades for Zion Johnson?
Zion Johnson. Yeah, I've not done a whole lot of research on him, but Zion Johnson. Here we go. 1999. He's relatively young, 26, 27. For Davidson before transferring to BC. So basically played at BC for his final 3 years. Where Davidson? In North Carolina. Okay. So he could definitely be, interesting. A guy to take a look at. Okay. Oh, Mekhi Becton. I asked you about him too.
Oh, Mekhi Becton. He started out as left tackle for the Jets, had injury issues, then played right guard for the Eagles, had success there, and then went to the Chargers, did nothing there. My problem with Mekhi Becton is he was a bust for the Jets, or maybe it's because
he was. Of course, it's because the Jets are the Jets. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah, they drafted him over Tristan Wirfs.
Right. SI. Oh, it's just the Chargers replaced Zion Johnson, Mekhi Becton with Alabama star in mock draft. Interesting. So this mock draft has the Chargers replacing Johnson and Becton with an O-lineman.
I would not be surprised they might look into left guard.
Yeah.
Because it was the previous regime that drafted Zion Johnson. It was not
Harbaugh.
It was not Harbaugh. It was Brandon Staley.
Yeah, and we know what Vrabel did with all the Belichick guys, kicked him to the curb essentially.
So Zion Johnson could be.
Zion Johnson could be on the outs with the Chargers, meaning
it could be a homecoming for him, but
very interesting.
But I would not be surprised if they get Dylan Parham because of the connection between him and Josh McDaniels. I don't know from a personal level how Parham likes McDaniels when he was the head coach, but I could see a difference. Him as an offensive coordinator, who knows? So that's going to be the big question.
That could be interesting. I mean, I don't think a lot of players liked McDaniels as a head coach in either Denver or Vegas. Guys love him as an offensive coordinator, and it's because you're putting on a different pair of shoes. So being an offensive coordinator and being a head coach, I've never worked with a football team, but it's like they're very, very different beasts.
Yeah, definitely. And also, the Dylan Parham would be with a better offensive line coach in Doug Marrone.
Thank you. I love that guy, and why can I never remember his name? Doug Marrone.
Over Philbin, who was the head coach for the Dolphins and the offensive line coach previously for the Raiders. Was it Philbin? I don't know exactly because. Let me take a look. Well, I got to do my little research too because I was only limited to like some coaches. So I lied. It was Pete Carroll's son, Brennan Carroll, who was the offensive line coach.
Interesting.
And honestly, I was never a fan of the Raiders from the get-go. So why did it even matter? I just feel like. Yeah, and then the interim offensive line coach, was Joe Philbin. I was correct.
There you go. Oh, interim offensive line coach. Yeah, I was so ready, and I think you and I have talked about this out. Like, I was so ready to laugh at Raiders fans. I was like, okay, geez, I want to bring McDaniels back as OC, and they're like, we hate him. You can have him. I'm like.
And we lost to them first game. It was disgusting.
I'm talking about him as an offensive coordinator, you ding dong, not a head coach. They're so different. I mean, really.
Exactly. But then again, I was pissed when we keep on losing to the Raiders as of late. 2022, that stupid catch. 2023 when
that stupid lateral. Ugh.
And then Devontae Parker not even catching along with that safety, and then Zeke.
Yep. And the touchdown that wasn't. Or wait, no. I forget.
I think the first game was when we made so many mistakes.
There was a real questionable score, I think.
Was the Devontae Parker one, or was it the Zeke one? Or was it the safety? I don't know exactly. Oh, I think it was if Devontae. I don't know exactly, but let's not get off track.
No.
We can discuss that another time. And besides, we're going to talk Raiders next season because we're playing the Las Vegas Raiders in 2026.
Again. Ugh.
And we're hosting them. Up against Fernando Mendoza potentially because I think the Raiders are drafting him. They're also they also have another pick because Ravens shipped off Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks.
Oh, to the Ravens. Right. Yeah. So Max Crosby's now a Raven. Oh, boy. Wow.
I don't know if that will change anything. But let's continue, shall we, with our search. And obviously I'm looking at all these guys, and the only reasonable ones I'm looking at are... Who is it? Why tell her no? It's going to be David Edwards... David Edwards, Dylan Parham, and Zion Johnson.
And Joel Bitonio, potentially.
Joel Bitonio is really interesting. Also, Michael Jordan. I don't want Michael Jordan.
No.
I used... And heck no to Cole Strange. Heck no.
He's a free agent again? I mean, again, well, not so much again, but
he's a free agent. No, I don't want him. What has he done with Miami? What has he done with Cleveland? Nothing. So much of a reach. But
exactly.
I think we can now switch over to tight end. I think
that's pretty safe, yeah.
I think tight end is going to be really interesting because
I took a quick look at guards earlier. I mean, there was like a bunch of names. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to. But it's like, okay, AVT, no.
I love AVT if he wasn't injured.
Eichenberg, I like the Notre Dame pedigree, but no.
No, he did not do well for the Dolphins.
No, not at all.
But heading over to the tight ends. And there are a lot of names that we could go for at tight ends. Like, for example, there's Njoku, connections with Mike Vrabel. Okonkwo, also connections with Mike Vrabel. The biggest name is going to be Isaiah Likely. Homecoming. And the biggest question is...
Born in Cambridge, I think, went to high school in Everett, Massachusetts.
He went to school in Everett, he did. And then went to Coastal Carolina for college. And then got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I could see, here's my theory. You keep Hunter Henry around for a little bit. I would restructure his deal because this is going to be his final year of his deal. I would bring in both Kohler and Isaiah Likely. Both played for the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Both were fourth-round picks in that same draft class. Like, Likely could be what Gesicki was supposed to be, and then you have Kohler, who what Gronk was supposed to be.
Yeah, I was really excited when we brought in Gesicki. Like, I liked Gesicki as a Dolphin, as weird as it sounds to say that. And I was like, okay, maybe Belichick's doing something right here. And then does he use him in the correct way? Of course not.
He only got 2 touchdowns. One touchdown being that winning touchdown against the Bills in week 7.
Geez, he caught the winning touchdown in that game? I had not remembered. Wow, I guess you're right. 2023.
So Nelson is saying Charlie Kohler, no as into Likely, but yes to Charlie Kohler, and then draft Oscar Delp out of Georgia.
Oscar Delp. I like Tanner Kojal.
I do like Tanner Kojal too. But they're so but then again, JV is saying we need some guys. I see Chiefs fixing so many bad spots right now. I'm pretty happy. But then again, Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf admit that edge and tight end will be deep within the draft class. So I would not be pissed.
This is a very deep tight end draft class.
Oh, it
very
is.
Deep defensive end. Like I watched the combine, those tight ends. Yeah, there were some fast tight ends in this class. Like really fast.
Benyon Sadiq.
Yup.
I don't see him coming to us.
Kenyon Sadiq, he's gonna be a top 15 pick after that. I mean, people draft based on the combine every year. Like, look at us. We took freaking Ty Thornton based on his combine, based on his 40-yard dash.
Oh, gosh.
Exactly. Hey, Belichick, you can't do
his evaluation is so ass. Like,
to use a technical term, it is ass. I mean, for a guy who knows football as well as he does, it's extremely elementary.
Yeah, but he has Sam Roche is another blocking tight end. I like Joe Royer out of Cincinnati. He's 6'5" and he could be that guy. But
let me look at some kid tight ends again here. Jog my memory a little bit.
But I'm looking at the other tight ends. Fuck no to Travis Kelce. Hell no to him. Noah Fant. I'm not. He's meh. He's not. He wasn't. He didn't do much for Denver and Seattle, so forget him. Dallas Goedert. I liked him if he was like a long time ago.
Exactly.
Johnny
not
Smith.
A broken down old horse.
My problem with Jonnu Smith was we barely utilized him.
Smith, that was on Belichick. Smith Belichick couldn't find his own way out of a flipping paper bag.
The only reason with Jonnu Smith is because of his connection with Mike Vrabel. But what has he done when we had Jonnu Smith? We barely used Jonnu Smith. Right. We used more of Hunter Henry instead.
We did.
Yeah. There is a reason why
Belichick... Two tight ends. That's people he'll... A reason why... Go ahead.
There is a reason why I cannot stand Belichick as a general manager.
I know.
Will Dissly, he could be interesting, but...
I mean,
Tyler Conklin, he's old. I'm sorry.
I'd like to talk about Rashid Shaheed, but that's for another day. He's a wide receiver.
Unless you could use him as our kick returner because...
Cade Otton.
Oh my gosh. Cade Otton would be really interesting.
Cade Otton would be very interesting. I mean, geez, I love this guy. He's younger than I thought. He's 27. Welcome to Cade, quote on NFL.com. Welcome to Cade Otton Island, where you can run any offense you wish while never giving an inch in the run game. In our growing two tight end world, every NFL team needs an Otton. There you go, McDaniels. Pick him up yesterday.
Yes, and he had connection with the one and only Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Delusion.
I feel like Jonnu never knew the playbook. Only games he was good in was when he was force-fed the ball. Okay, delusional. That's not necessarily a bet. Exactly. First read in Miami with Tua turned the ball over.
Here's my prediction. I could see Jonnu Smith going to the Chargers. Because Mike McDaniels know how to utilize him.
Mike McDaniels with the Chargers now?
As the offensive coordinator.
Oh, shit. Oh, jeez. Holy Toledo. Oh, my God. Yeah, there you go.
On may not be a free agent. I hope he is, because only Tampa Bay would be stupid enough to not.
Allow.
You're praying that Buccaneers don't even give an extension.
He is a free agent. Otton is a free agent.
Yeah, but you're praying that the Buccaneers don't give him an extension.
If they're stupid enough not to re-up and pick him right up.
Yeah. The other... I don't know. How the hell Darren Waller...
Isaiah Likely, Travis Kelce held to the no. Dallas Goedert... Old as fuck. Darren Waller, old as fuck. Joku, maybe.
The only reasonable is Okonkwo, Likely, and Kohler. But obviously, Likely is...
Likely, Okonkwo, Kohler. Yeah.
There you go. There's also Grant Calcaterra, tight end out of the Eagles. He was more of a blocking tight end. So
he's not in the top 101 free agents list, but I'm sure he is. Is he a free agent? I don't even know.
He is a free agent. Calcaterra is a free agent. He was the other tight end next to who is it? Dallas Goedert, who is also a free agent.
Yeah.
So I'll not be upset if we get Calcaterra to be our blocking tight end. Because how is Calcaterra a run blocking tight end or pass catching tight end? That I need to know. Okay, so basically we can get Calcaterra. Like maybe, so I would assume that I could see giving Calcaterra a prove-it deal, like a 1 year, $4 million deal. I would not be upset about him. He's like fairly like 27 years old, so. other than that, all the tight ends are really decent, are really okay. I'm keeping an eye on. Other than that, I'm keeping an eye on who is it? Kohler, likely Okonkwo, and then maybe Calcaterra. Because I'm looking at the other guys, like Bellinger, he was like okay for the Giants, but I think they're keeping an eye. They're leaning towards Theo Johnson.
Right.
Mercedes Lewis, I don't know how the hell he's still in the league.
He's like old as the hills, isn't he?
He's like 41.
I was gonna say. Wow.
Like, and then Darren Waller. How?
Darren Waller again, 31, 31, 33. Kyle Pitts,
he's already franchise tagged, so
yeah.
I never wanted Pitts anyway. He's a one wonder.
One hit wonder. Why are they still listing Kyle Pitts? That's stupid.
I don't see it. If you're looking at Spot Track, I don't see it. Njoku
Tyler Higbee.
He already re-signed with the Rams.
He did. Noah Fant, 28. Tyler Conklin, Jonnu Smith, Dawson Knox, Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet already, I don't think.
The Bears are going to re-up Kmet.
No, obviously. Yeah, they're going to go back to Cole. I don't see him on the list. So I don't see him on Spot Track, so I don't know where you see Knox or Kmet, but because Kmet already had that extension already. Knox, I think, is on his final year of his deal. Same with Kincaid. I don't know if the Bills are going to.
Old. This is old.
Yeah, look up on Spot Track where I'm looking at. Huge shout. Obviously not sponsored by Spot Track, but Spot Track has everything updated for you guys. For you.
Oh, they do. Okay, cool.
But yeah, I'm looking at some of these names like Donald
Kyle Pitts. Spot Track still has Kyle Pitts on their list. That's dumb.
What the hell?
I know.
Do you want me to share? Let me share my screen.
What is with these non-updated lists? It's so dumb.
Okay, I have the list. So if I share my screen, hopefully you can see it. So Kelsey, Njoku, Jonnu Smith. So let's take a look at this. Kelsey, fuck no. Njoku, he could be. It'll depend on age, whatever. He's old though, but Goddard old. Taysom Hill, forget it. Ertz, I'm sorry. If it was back in 2018.
Ertz, I love you. Ertz, I love you, but washed.
Hooper, we're letting him go. Will Disley, didn't do much. Morrow, I don't know him much. Trotman, sorry. Conklin, old. Fan, inconsistent. Smythe
is interesting. Moelle Cox is interesting.
Old. Jared Waller, forget it. Felipe Franks, he was a quarterback.
Ian Thomas.
Pharaoh Brown, I'm sorry. Harrison Bryant couldn't even start with the Browns. Donald Parham injured. Bellinger, he's going to be the only one who's going to be interesting. He's like young and 25, so I don't know. Dolchich, he didn't do much with the Broncos, less so much with the Dolphins. Tegan Quatoriano, I don't know about him much. That's it. That's all the free agents for tight end.
That's all she wrote. Yeah.
Well, I think we can now head over to edge rusher because that's going to be the other.
Yeah, I guess we can talk. Let's talk a little bit about defensive end / edge rusher here. It's a big need. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson, a big name again.
He's too old.
Right. You're too old and too egotistical.
Like
Hassan Reddick.
Oh fuck! No.
Malcolm Kuntz. Austin likes Malcolm Kuntz.
Malcolm Kuntz could be really interesting. The reason why I say no to Redick is because after his stint with the Jets, I'm like, no to him, no to him.
And then didn't do much. The Jets. We're talking about the Jets. They always crash and burn.
And then obviously Eagles didn't want to give him a contract extension. That's why they traded him away to the Jets.
Right.
Ebukam, I like him, but not now.
Who?
Ebukam, the Samson Ebukam, the current edge rusher for the Colts. He used to be the edge rusher for the Rams.
Von Miller, too old.
Cam Jordan, way too old.
Yeah.
Epineza, he's interesting.
Epineza could, yeah. Buffalo probably won't want to trade within the division. We did talk about Edwards earlier.
Arden Key is interesting.
Tyquan Lewis, old. Dante Fowler.
We looked into Draymond Jones and Arden Key.
That's right.
But obviously, no. But the problem is, obviously, Times didn't want to deal with us, so. The biggest name is
Joseph Asai. Take a look at Joseph Asai.
Joseph Asai. My problem with Asai is that he made that crucial penalty in that AFC Championship against the Chiefs. So
I'd love to bring Van Noy back, but
he's too old. Unless he retires as a Patriot, then I wouldn't be upset. But still,
Jalen Phillips, no.
The problem with Jalen Phillips is he gets injured constantly.
He does. He really does.
He had injury problems before the Dolphins.
Emmanuel Agba. Kwity Paye? Really? Wow.
He was a former first-round pick.
Very true. From Rhode Island. He's from Rhode Island. He's local.
So he could be an interesting addition. Kwity Paye.
Be very interesting.
Ojulari, he's interesting.
Azeez Ojulari, yeah, he's definitely interesting. Kayvon Chason is.
Well, we could talk about Chason if we want to resign him. Boya Mafe, he's going to be a big name to look out for. Because I don't know.
Josh Pascal. Josh Pascal.
Pascal has injury
history. Oh my gosh. Uche is only 27. Fuck me.
I'm sorry, but
no.
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 Alqua Din Mohammed could be interesting. He has been doing well with the Lions, so.
True.
Cam Thomas, maybe. Cleveland Farrell, no.
No.
Oh, hell no to Michael Clemens. The reason why I said no to Michael Clemens is, one, he plays for the Jets, but two, he usually makes these stupid, unnecessary roughness penalties.
Oh, that's right, he does, doesn't he?
Why so down on Uche? Because, Jamie, we drafted Josh Uche. And
that's right. He did have a good stint in Kansas City.
But the problem is, we drafted Josh Uche. He only balls out when Matthew Judon is there. Remember when those 3 seasons when Matthew Judon was active and he put balls out? That's when
hold on, Dow. I gotta get what the heck? I'll be right back.
Take your time. David Ojabo on a 3-year deal at a low price. Interesting. Let me take a look at Ojabo. Oh, interesting. Okay, Nelson. Ojabo could be really interesting. Yes, Jamie, we drafted him. You could thank Belichick for that. Ugh. He disgusts me every single time as a general manager. I don't know why, but yeah. But yeah, David Ojabo. Let's see. He's okay, 6'4". He could be interesting. somebody we can look out for. Played for Michigan. He could be a rotational for us. Yeah, he didn't do much for the Ravens, but Kingsley Anibara. Okay. Cam Thomas. Okay, and maybe look into him. Heck no to Michael Clemens. Tyra Sweet, no, he wasn't the starting edge rusher. Bosa, he's injured too. Any options, chat? You can tell me because I'm looking at this list and some of these are interesting, but not like impactful enough. So you tell me, guys. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. And also, please click the like button. Only we got a few like buttons up. Please get to at least a lot of likes if possible. We can get the YouTube algorithm going. It would be highly recommended if you please click the subscribe button and click the like button and join the QR code so that you could join the Patriots Clubhouse Discord server. Will be really appreciated if you can. The only reasonable ones are Mafe, but I could see him resigning with the Seahawks. Ibikitty, Arnold Ibikitty could be interesting. Arnold Ibikitty. I sorry if I butcher his last name, but okay, 6'2". He had an impressive season. No, not so much. I don't know, but he had 6 sacks 2 seasons ago. Let's see how he did. Okay, Arnold Ibikitty out of the Falcons could be interesting. I'm off on Judon. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in Judon. Used to, but not anymore. Would have retired as a Patriot for us, but sadly, no. I don't know, guys. You tell me because I'm looking at Quiddy Pay. Okay, Thomas says he wants Quiddy Pay. Okay, Quiddy Pay could be interesting. Only if you could make a bargain with the Colts, but obviously it's in free agency. I don't know what the Colts are going to be doing because they have who is it? Latu. He's injured as hell. And then they got I don't know who their other starting edge rusher is, but they have Latu. I can see them signing Azeez Ojulari from Philly because they don't realize how good some of their players are. Plus, he played with Milton Williams. Oh, okay. I don't know if he played with Milton Williams in the sense that we signed him before the Eagles signed Ojulari because Ojulari used to play for the Giants. That's the thing. I get what you're saying, Nelson, but There's some good options right there at edge. Oh, okay. I understand. I understand what you meant, Thomas. I think. Okay, I understand what you meant, Thomas. When Aziz Ojolari played with Milton Williams, interesting. But so I'm looking at this list, Andy. What are you thinking? Because I see Quinnipiac. I see who else? An interesting name could be where is his name? He was Arnold Abikiti out of the Falcons. He could be
and Marcus Davenport.
Davenport, he's injury prone. I would stay away from him. Ojabo.
Pascal.
David Ojabo from the Ravens could be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of interesting names on this list. Hardy.
What
does that say? What's the blue and the red, or the blue and the burgundy?
Wait, what are you talking about? The blue
UFA and go down.
RFA that's restricted.
Ah, okay. Cool.
So Cam Thomas could be interesting, especially when he played for the disgusting Browns team. Let's take a look at Cam Thomas. Not Cam Thomas as a basketball player. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Cameron Thomas. Okay, edge rusher for. Okay. Okay, he could be interesting. He's like 6'5", only 26 years old, so
right.
He has connections with Mike Vrabel in a sense. So
how?
The fact that Vrabel was with the Browns for one season. So those are some good options. But I think
why don't you like Clelin Ferrell?
He was a former first-round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders and then did not do much. Yeah, he was like 4th overall back in 2019 to the Raiders. And, under John Gruden, their draft history was so bad.
Right.
But I think let's quickly talk about our own free agency news, as in a sense of like our own free agents. Like when we talk about Tonga, who else?
Jason
Hawkins. Hawkins is going to be a big one because I love Jalen Hawkins because the connection between him and Craig Whitson has been stellar. So I would extend Hawkins. I heard that they resigned Tommy DeVito for 2 years and $70.5 million to be their the backup quarterback.
I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah, and obviously the Tommy DeVito signing did not affect the cap space whatsoever.
I like DeVito personally as a backup. So, but yeah, you're gonna need to talk about Tonga. Potentially, I don't think Landry is a free. What is Landry's status? Call me stupid. I don't even know.
It's the second year of his deal. Who else? I would let Hooper go because he's not much of a valuable need anyway. But we do need a replacement though, obviously. Who else? I would get rid of Alex Austin in a sense that he has a wide list of injuries, so I would not give Alex Austin a resign. I would resign Jack Gibbons. I would resign him. I would look. Yeah, I would look.
Ditto.
I would not resign Vizarian though. I'm sorry.
Probably not. Backup left tackle. Mm-hmm.
You still have Marcus Bryant though.
True. Yeah. You're right.
And they're not resigning Taylor Mumford out of
Thayer. You don't think they'll resign Munford?
No, I don't think they will return Mumford.
Okay.
Who else is on the list? I would not also let go of Jaquelin Roy. He was a one-hit wonder. Who else is on that list?
Isn't he a
He's a restricted free agency, but they don't.
Oh, he is. Why did I think he was a UDFA last year?
They have an option of tendering him, and I think they should not tender him.
Wasn't he a UDFA?
I have no. He was we gave him a future contract.
Huh. Interesting.
But I would not resign. There's so many free agents we want to bring back. I just don't know if they would. Because I would re-sign Hawkins for sure. I would re-sign Hawkins. I would also Chason is going to be tricky though because after last season he's going to hit bank.
Mm-hmm.
Gibbons no exception. Gibbons, you got to give him an extension.
Gibbons and Tonga and Chason you have to re-up.
Hawkins too.
And yeah, I'd say Hawkins too, probably.
My problem with Tonga is like the free agent, the agent for Tonga was supposed to they were this close to an extension, but the problem is before the playoffs, it crumbled, and they're like, I have no idea what they're going to do with Kyrie's Tonga, as in what is it? To be giving him extension. Like if I were the Patriots, I would give him at least 3 years and I don't know, $6 million. 3 years and $6 million total, 2 year per each.
To Chason?
I mean, no, to Tonga.
To Tonga, definitely. Say the numbers again. Sorry.
3 years and $6 million total.
$6 million total?
Yep, because last time we gave
per annum. Okay.
Because we gave Tonga 1 year and $2.7 million. So I would actually, let me do the math again. 3 years, 12 million total. So that's 1 year, $4 million per year.
Yes, that sounds fair for him.
Because after what he did for us, he has been looking really impressed. He has been a sneaky defense. He has been a sneaky nose tackle for us.
Yeah.
Because I am not going into the draft looking for a defensive lineman. No.
That's one position you're not gonna need to read. You should not need to draft this year.
No, because we drafted Farmer last year.
Correct.
We have Farms, and not to mention we have Leonard Taylor III, who was a Jet cast-off.
Right, and who actually showed out fairly well for the Pats.
Okay. They brought back they have a bunch of tackles and guards on future contracts. Jaquelin Roy was someone they valued because they did let him leave for a while. Then they brought him back. Okay. So I'm looking at the list of offensive linemen. So Greg Bradbury's gone. So Ben Brown, Marcus Bryant, Mekhi Butler. Okay. I forgot about him.
No.
Who else? Sebastian Gutierrez.
What? We don't have Sebastian Gutierrez, do we?
We do.
What?
On a future contract.
Wow. Oh, brother.
Lawrence Metz, also for a future contract. Andrew Rupich. I can't even pronounce his last name. Forgive me. I would assume he was with Mike Vrabel. That's why they gave him a future contract on him.
Where are you finding these guys, Dow? Okay.
Wikipedia.
Looking up what?
Current offensive lineman for 2026. Because Nelson said we have a bunch of tackles and guards on future contracts. So, oh my gosh, you're right. We also forgot we signed Corey Durden and Eric Gregory.
Corey Durden, yeah. I mean, okay, so rebuilding their offensive line. Well, obviously, hello.
I would retool, less so much rebuild. Rebuilding is like that's more of like Jets, Raiders, Titans level.
Right.
Give me a break.
Okay, come on, Lazar. Oh, Jesus. I can't. I have no. I don't know. I am not.
I'm not wasting my time looking at this. Yeah, because I would have looked. Sometimes
what? Let me look up. Let me look up Gutierrez, Sebastian.
Gutierrez.
You're right. He is with the Pats.
Yep. Patriots.com. Patriots signed.
He's a complete journeyman. Oh my goodness me.
Yep. He signed him and Elijah Mitchell to future contracts back in February 11th of 2026. He played with Broncos. He was entered as a rookie free agent as a Bronco. Then went to the Raiders, Chiefs, 49ers, Browns, Colts in training camp. And has spent one game. And he also spent time with the Patriots back in 2022. So.
Yep.
And now we brought him back. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I'd assume to be a body to be a body, but I digress. But any other positions, Andy, we need to look for, or that's it? Because we could also consider linebacker.
I mean, we could consider I mean, who do we really have at linebacker? Landry? No.
As in like off-ball linebacker, like like Spillane, Ellis. I'd get rid of Mapu. Tavai is really interesting.
Tavai,
I would get rid of Mapu 100%.
Yeah, Mapu. I mean, I definitely keep Spillane. You might need like 3 to 4 linebackers on your final roster, so maybe keep Tavai, draft one, assign one, or the free agent line. Can we just like touch on free agent linebackers, like not really go into it? But
I have a long ass list, so
let's just say a couple of names. Throw out a couple of names we might know.
I think we could get Bobby Okereke, who was the former.
Okay. From the who's he with now? Even is
he was cut by the Giants.
Oh, he was cut by the Giants because I know he was with the Colts for a long time.
Yeah. You're thinking of who was it? Zaire Franklin.
Franklin. Oh, Kirke could be interesting. Franklin.
No, Franklin's now with the Packers, but that's what you were talking about. Demario Davis is old. No. Kenneth Murray, no. Bobby Wagner, too old. There's
Bobby Wagner's still in the league. Holy fuck.
Levante David.
Levante David could definitely be interesting, although
here's the biggest
with Otten, Tampa Bay be dumb to let him go.
Here's the biggest name, Tremaine Edmonds, cut by the Chicago Bears.
Ooh, Tremaine Edmonds. Ooh, wow. He could be worth a look. That's interesting.
The biggest name is also going to be Devin Lloyd.
And Devin, really? Him too?
Yeah, I don't know
Tremaine Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds is not that old either. 28. No, he's not. He'll be 28.
Devin Bush? Quay Walker?
Oh, real Quay Walker too?
Yep.
This might be something to discuss for another day because there's like a lot of guys we could be thinking about here.
100%. Willie Gay Jr. could be interesting.
Quay Walker is with currently Green Bay out of Georgia.
N'Kobe Dean, 2 injured. Leo Chanel, he's with the Chiefs. We can prime away. There's so many good names. No to Devin White.
Why not?
He didn't do much with. He has been like a journeyman as of late. So Malcolm Rodriguez, interesting. Kendricks, old. Yeah, this is yeah. Unfortunately, legal tampering starts soon, so I will do a future live stream on like live reactions to free agency. But that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching us just scrolling through Spot Track or whatever website we were on looking at upcoming free agents. Obviously, we need to do more homework on all of these players. So yeah, we'll give letter grades on another live stream for like what is it on like which current on the free agents, what we've done so far. So we'll do immediate grades on them. If you guys haven't already, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button on your way out and that you are subscribed to this channel. Comment down below who do you think the Patriots should target, whether it's at left guard, tight end, obviously wide receiver, and then maybe linebacker. Or maybe who would you re-sign from the Patriots free agents? That might something you might want to consider too. And always share this with your friends. Turn on the bell notifications for the future live stream I'm thinking of doing on Monday at 12 p.m. I'm betting you on that. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
let's go
Pats. Peace out.